And pretty much from the first time I used it, I was like, this is incredible. This is so easy. This is so great. And I haven't had any problems with it. It just, the software itself, you guys don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. And that's great. As a salesperson, that's all we want. We want it to be easy. We don't want to have to think about it. And it accomplishes that. So I'm happy with it. And this is just incredibly user-friendly, simple, and upfront. The 4 buttons I need are right there when I log in. I can see what I need. Like, it's just sincerely surprised at how easy it is. You guys don't put anything in there that you don't need. Like, and then even like the Google review requests, that was nice because it's something that I actually really lean on pretty heavily when I sell. Is asking for reviews and kind of just as another touch point to make sure people are back in contact with me. So seeing that was nice. It was a nice little surprise. It felt like somebody in sales wrote the software and reviewed it instead of somebody just in marketing or software development. So it felt like it was made or at least reviewed by salespeople, right? For me, it keeps my sales in flow. There's less interruption psychologically. I think my customers feel like the decision is still made, even though they haven't paid. And I think they're more comfortable knowing they don't have to come back in. That can be a hassle for a lot of our customers some of them come from really far away, actually. It's enabled me to have sales with people out of state much easier than I would have been otherwise. I have customers who just drove down from Philadelphia this past weekend. All of it was managed online. I was able to do their entire sale online, in part because we had software to support them purchasing it really easily. I've sold lots of things. And when you treat it like, oh, no, you're my customer. This is done. You're mine. Like, I'm your salesperson. We're the team here. A lot of that goes a really long way towards sealing the deal. And so, not having an interruption to that, not letting them think that they need to go shop somewhere else and then it's going to be just as easy. Because the biggest hurdle, I think, is when they leave our store and there's 4 other jewelry stores within a couple miles. It's just as easy for them to walk into one of those other jewelry stores and almost start the process over than it would be for them to come back into this store and feel like they have to sit down and wait for me to generate an invoice or create a custom order slip and then swipe their credit card and print out receipts and sign paperwork saying that they acknowledge all this stuff. Whereas, I can send them an email and it's done and all they have to do is click on it. They've got the information and they don't have to even go to their store because they don't got to do that. And at the end of the day, some people are just tired. I had a customer who selected a diamond, about $25,000 diamond. He wanted to he didn't want to make a payment on it until he had gotten the okay from his girlfriend's father to, propose. He didn't think it was going to be a problem. There's no reason that he thought that they would say no, but he just had this mental block that I really wasn't able to get over for other reasons. And, I'm following up with him. It's been 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and he's not making that payment. He tells me he's serious. I'm starting to get worried that he's not. And also he lives like an hour away. So on Friday, we finally had the diamond vendor call me and say, Jenna, I have someone interested in purchasing this stone today. If your customer's not going to get it, I'm going to get it back now. You're going to overnight it to me, and I have someone who's going to buy it. You can't have it anymore. So I immediately start calling him and texting him. I know he's busy. He can't pick up. He's a doctor. And so I just make the Clientbook link, put the invoice together, drop it in an email, and I explain, David, I can't hold this any longer for you. This is a deposit you've got to put down or this diamond is gone. That's it. And he paid the link an hour later. And without Clientbook, he would not have been able to even get here in time for us to not have to send the stone back. Like, it was being recalled immediately. So that would have been gone. And who knows what he would have done if the stone that he wanted was no longer available. Would he have shopped somewhere else, somewhere closer to home? Would I have ever found something that he liked again? I have no idea. But thank God he got the link, made the payment, and now the stone's here. And that's a really big sale that could have walked right out the door after months of work. So I was so happy. I was very grateful that I had the technology available to do that. And it's kind of things like that have just happened repeatedly that have made me think, thank God I can take payments this way, and that the links always work. You know, I don't have this issue with them failing, which is something else I was worried about, but I'm very happy. Stuff like this is routinely happens, and I can rely on the links to work and, you know, the software to function properly and not to cause issues with payment that might make customers not interested anymore or not call me back or that sort of thing. It means that I can have like a less worrisome, more friendly goodbye with people. And I can just say, oh yeah, great. You know, I know you definitely want this stone and in this setting, and no problem. And I'm going to send you a link, and you guys can look at it and pay it whenever it's convenient for you. And they say, oh yes, I'll do that. And it sets the expectation for them, even like, you know, a little bit subtly, that they're going to be looking at the invoice, getting ready to pay it. Just able to use that language that pushes them in the direction of accepting. It actually gives me more touch points to reach out to people with, because I do have a lot of customers that are out of state. They might be, you know, a few hours away, an hour away, or I know they're really busy, they can't come back in the store. And for some follow-up purchases, like our care plan that we offer, or maybe something else that they were talking about in the store that I have saved on their wish list, I can reach out to them in a few months, in a month, when the engagement ring arrives or whenever, and just have another excuse to say, hey, you wanted the care plan, right? Here's the link to pay for it. And it just, I'm really shocked at how often people just go, oh yeah, that's right, and they pay it. It just feels like it's presented so matter-of-factly, and I'm able to like, you know, follow up on notes that I have. That's right, he loved those earrings. He said she might want them for the wedding. I know they're picking up wedding bands. I'm going to email him the link to put the deposit on the earrings and remind him that he loved them for her. And like, you know, half the time people just kind of get that stuff. It's almost like it opens up a realm of impulse purchasing when people aren't even in the store. It's been lovely. I've sold a lot more things than I know I would have otherwise. Customers can go anywhere. Customers can go absolutely anywhere. They can go physically anywhere. We have other jewelry stores, competitors around us. They can go on their phone. Their mom can go on their phone and send them pictures of something that they see. Their friends can go on Etsy and send them pictures that they see. They're just bombarded with other sources of information on what to buy and who to buy from. And it can all be, for some clients, I think it can be overwhelming. And that's why I see a lot of strength in the strategy that I'm currently employing for people, which is really to make this seem like it's done and they don't have to do anything else, and they don't have to go anywhere else. They don't have to start another Pinterest board or all the things that women do nowadays when they're shopping for their engagement rings, for example. That's most of our business. So I can imagine for a lot of women, it gets exhausting after a while. And they just want to know that all their questions are answered. And so, you know, they can go everywhere. People have a tendency to go everywhere, but if you can provide them with a place where they trust you and all of their questions are answered and all their loose ends are tied up, and that's it. It's just been my experience that they'll click the button and they'll make the payment and they'll be so happy they did. And like, you know, I've had many customers just seem to be thrilled with the fact that that's how my strategy is. and they'll just say to me like, oh my God, I'm so happy you just answered my questions and I was just able to get it done. This is the fourth place I've been to. I feel like I'm not getting my questions answered. I feel like lots of people have to follow up with me, and maybe she answered 2 of my questions, but not all of them. And I don't want the customers to do work. I don't want them to have to call me and do work. I don't want them to go somewhere else and feel like they're going to have to, find answers from someone else. So that's the current strategy that seems to be working with the general public who can do anything they want at this point. Just provide a space that's calm, answers all their questions, and a lot of people seem to be really responsive to purchasing at that point. It's helped me like kind of tie up a lot of my follow-up in a nice neat bow and just be able to present it as all done. And I'm trying to bring some of my colleagues on board to do something similar because it just seems so successful. When it's personalized, it's targeted towards the exact, potential insecurities someone might have with the purchase they're about to make. So that's why I personalize it to the nth degree. I have all my notes. Once I'm done with that meeting, I address every single thing that was brought up, either as a concern or a question. And then I loop the Clientbook, payment in there. And it's just one part of being able to, have everything tied up nicely and wrapped up nicely for them. So personalization has been incredibly important, and being able to kind of take them from start to finish in one meeting or in one email, using everything that I know about them and all their needs, it just seems to make it so that they always move forward, or they pretty much always do. You're going to make it so easy for people to pay you money if you can figure out how to use this app in a way that your customers appreciate. So whoever your customers are, however they best appreciate it, if you can reach to them, you're going to love it. I promise you're going to make more money. People are just going to go for it. It's going to be so easy. So long story short, they should definitely just do it.